Gamers, welcome back to Band of Souls. Captain Cryptic here. So we are playing Star Trek Online. I want to double check our stream, make sure that we are actually live. So we are currently over here at Bajor, I believe, on the other side of Wormhole. We finished up a mission this morning before we got offline, and we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. We are now at rank 33, 34, it looks like. 34, yeah. So we're getting there. We're making our way up through the polls, trying to get up to rank 50 at least before the next event starts in game. So we can start grinding out some of that major stuff. And tonight we're going to be showing you some of the basics that the game doesn't cover very well. So we're going to be looking at some of our stuff as far as ship upgrades and stuff as well. Give me just a second, we'll finish this. You got to move out the way of the door, dog, there, close that. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come with me. Come on. Come on, man. Okay, so the basics. We had a couple of our members and a few people have asked when you are starting off in the game, they said that they get lost pretty quick. They don't know where to pick up their next mission. So let's show you where to do that. If you are playing on the PS5, you're going to hit that button that has the three lines. I just call it a start button or a pause button, but you're going to hit that. You'll come over to the missions, to the mission journal, and then over to episodes. And you want to play these episodes in line. So when you're over, if you're talking to the Admiral, he has blue phase, red phase, or blue shift, red shift, all those other missions. Don't worry about all those right now. You want to play the episodes, and then you can go into those. And a lot of that's going to get picked up in these episode lists. So that's going to be my recommendation to you on that. That's going to help keep you on track as you run down through these episodes. Now, someone was asking, how long does it take to run all of this? Well, some of these things get, the Cardassian we're doing, there's 5 episodes in it. Some of these things get, as you can see, 18 episodes or more. But they are usually somewhere between 5 to 10 per thing. But you're looking at several months worth of grinding there. Now you will reach that end-game rank, your level 60, 65 ranks, before you complete all of these. And you're going to see that they get progressively harder as you rank up as well. So you'll be able to look at your active mission. Anytime you have an active mission, just double check and make sure that it matches what you're wanting to go to next. So the factory will be the next one. You can have incoming hells. This is something that you will do. So this is Admiral Quinn. You're going to do the blue shift, the Eye of Storm, Firewall, red shift, taken by surprise, Romulan Imperial minefields. There's all different sorts of stuff. These are typically the intro missions to those episodes, or followed within there. And you want to be able to come in here and just double check. You have different tutorials you can run through if you want to. This will be under incoming hells. Then of course you have your accolades. This is where you're going to pick up certain types of damage, do so certain amount of anti-proton damage, disruptor damage, kinetic damage. These are internal game accolades that you can pick up. Then of course you have your log, which is the things that you have completed already. And any communications that haven't been answered will be coming through there as well. Now when you're looking at your ship, you're going to be starting off with obviously a different ship than what we have here. But you want to make sure that you are constantly keeping your weapons upgraded, that you're keeping your shields, deflector, impulse, warp upgraded, and of course your consoles and stuff. If you're not going through and bumping these up, don't just stick with what it comes out with. You're going to open new ones in missions and grinding that stuff out. Just put those in there in the meantime until you get to the reputation gear level is my recommendation on that. And then inside your ship here, when you look, you're going to have mastery stats, okay? This is going to show you what tier you are unlocked to. So many experience points is going to unlock tier 1. So it looks like we need 361 more to get here. And then it'll open up tier 2, tier 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to be able to open up a 6th with the experimental trait. Then they have another experimental token that allows you to open an extra slot on top of that, and those are going to be pretty nice in the end game. So if you find a ship you like, or if you purchase a ship, as I did with the Tier 6 Temporal Raider here, you want to make sure that you use that ship as much as possible to get the full mastery unlocked within that ship. And that mastery is going to be in any ship, not always going up to a Tier 5 or to a Tier 6. So you're going to have to make sure that you are, when I say not going up to a Tier 5 or Tier 6, I'm talking about the mastery unlock. Some of them only stop at 4. Then the 5th one would be an upgrade token, and so on and so forth. So you need to pay attention to those ships. When you buy them, make sure that you're not buying something that you're not going to be able to upgrade very high. Then, of course, when you get into your stations, this is where you're going to set up all of your commanders. Make sure your commanders are set up. If you're in your ship, you don't have any type of options for your weapon sets, then it means you don't have bridge crew set up. Let's beam to our ship so we can show you what that's going to look like on the screen. So I did not bother putting the science officer on right now. I will eventually, as I open one that's worth having. For right now, I do have a secondary tactical officer. So under my tactical, I've opened up quite a bit of stuff here. Just going to really make the ship that much more aggressive on dealing out DPS. So then, of course, you have your engineering department here as well. So you're going to be able to get in there. Then our science, we don't have anyone added to that. Now, you don't have to have a science officer to have things in the science field. You're going to be able to add to that in the end game as well. Then, of course, you're going to have your basic functions, which will be evasive maneuvers, rotating shield frequencies, and so on and so forth as you increase those abilities as you progress in the game. And then this is what you would look at as ship stats, status things that are on the ship. So if you're putting that reputation gear on later, or maybe you're in the Klingon mission, you go ahead and you grind out all the weapons and shields, and they give you a proc effect, which is something that you can add in. There's a lot of different types of setups you can do that with. They're going to appear in this wheel. Now, this wheel, there's not a set amount of stuff. This thing will expand and make the little tabs smaller. So make sure you come in and set up what you want to auto execute if it's got that option on it, and some of them will automatically execute. Some of them will only execute under certain circumstances as well, so you're going to have to check through those. So that's going to help you progress forward in the game using the ships. One of the things that I do want to mention on here is don't get upset if your captain dies on the ground, because it happens to the best of us. I don't care what you do to them, you're going to run a situation where you're going to end up dying. But with him, you're going to want to make sure, again, that you are keeping an eye on what your progress is. You're going to make sure that you're keeping your gear updated, all of your kits updated. So these kits are going to give different things. This one gives the transphasic bomb. This one does the medical generator. This is the beam turret here. This here's about weapons malfunction kit that you can add in there. And you're going to fill your kits up. You're going to have devices that you can use based off what you open up in the game later. You can have combat pets and things that you can call in as well. Your weapons, try to keep the top tier on you, and then after something leaves your commander here, you're going to move it down into your next officer. I always recommend your purple at the top and work your way down. Up to you how you decide to do that. And you're going to make sure that they stay up to date on their weapons and gear and stuff. So you will be getting a shuttle. I just keep the shuttle that they give. I don't bother buying a shuttle and all that stuff because it's not something you use very often in the game. But this ship here, I love it. This is most of your Raider class is going to have what they call an experimental weapon on the front, which is things you're going to be able to open up as well as you progress into the game. Let us see if we can duty officers. Here's events. See if we can access this. Sorry if it seems like I'm distracted. I have a bulldog running back and forth, flipping a gaming chair around in the room because he thinks it's funny to watch it spin. Let's see here. Yeah, so PvE Task Force Operations. So this is where you're going to get that reputation gear. As soon as this opens up, if you want to, you can come in. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to load up The very first one I want to get is I want to get the Discovery Mark set. Now, I can't actually start working on those and spending those points until I think it's rank 50. It may even be 60, but we should be able to run some of these. Now, you can come in and you can serve up as much of these as you want to join into. At a low level, I don't recommend throwing on the hardest difficulty that there is. I'm going to stick to those two. Now, that's got us in a queue. When it comes up that it's ready to be joined, it should give us a thing to just hit the X button to join into those missions, and you can continue on running your basic episodes or doing your patrols and things like that. Then we'll try to finish grinding out this Cardassian line here. And we'll have to readjust that viewing ship. I've noticed anytime you leave the game and come back in, it seems like the ship needs to be adjusted, but it seems to be fine there. So. Once you see the shield drop, feel free to use some torpedoes to take them guys on out. So you've seen how he pushed us back. He was using a repulsor beam there. You'll run into different types of items like that. There's ways that you can defend against it later when you open up those space traits. My guess is we're probably going to have to go down to this facility, but maybe we'll get lucky, just have to scan it. The introduction of the giant bugs. All right, let's see here. Rappel down. So we're queued for this. I'm going to go ahead and ready up in it. It's going to auto load that as soon as it loads up. That way, but that's how you're going to join those TFOs. Get it joined in. You can hold your X button. Come to PVE Task Force Operations. Join into TFOs you want to run. Go about your game. As soon as the queue's filled up, it's going to queue you. You're going to hold X and hit it. It showed up at the top. As soon as you're ready up, you're going to see it disappear. And as soon as the game's ready to load up, it's going to load you into that mission. And it looks like mission is starting. So,
Listen up. The war has not been going well for the Federation, and the Klingons are advancing to our position. We need to hold off their ships until reinforcements can arrive.
so you can listen to the briefing. You can always re-queue it hitting X again. We're just here when we getting Starbase ones from the look of it.
Here they come. And civilians.
So you can have fleets of 5, which would be yourself and 4 other guys in most missions. Okay, so when you defend your evacuating ships, you're going to go to the ship line, which is up ahead here.
Reading some heavier ships incoming.
Like there's one on this side too, so we can hammer on it too. Destroy the ships, man. And so you see that tractor line, that's where the ship's going to be at. You want to protect everything on it. When it turns green, it means their ship's coming. If it turns red, it's under attack. White is neutral. Well, there is actually a ship there. You think it would be green. And I love that torpedo spread. Cover him up with plasma there.
Klingons are regrouping again. Get into position to prepare for the next assault.
Here comes
This
the
is
second
Andor.
wave.
Our shields are taking hits, and we could use an escort.
Here come the Klingon battleships. Keep fighting. The evacuation ship is launching. Keep it up. The evacuation ship is launching. Give them cover.
Right, boy, man. We lost our shield from that doggone warp core breach. Lucky it didn't kill us.
That'll hold them off. For now. I do.
Alright.
That'll hold them off. For
You're going to pick your rewards. I'm going to go with Discovery Marks. Fleet Marks would be things that you spend in your fleet. So when you create a fleet, you can get Fleet Marks, put those into the fleet. It helps the fleet out. Plus, you're going to be able to open up fleet ships to be Tier 6 and
Roosevelt
Tier
was in
5
need of
as
aid.
well.
Can you draw off some of those enemy ships?
Congratulations, Captain.
Hey, then. Try to save the science officer might be good. You just leave them out. And you can join as many of those as you want. That's going to, you're going to earn dilithium, you'll earn different types of marks and stuff that you can use later when you hit that higher rank where you'll be able to come up in there and choose to come into, let's see where it's at here. Reputation, yeah. So once you hit that rank, I believe it's 50, it's going to open up reputation. So all those points you earn, you're going to pick the reputation, which this one would be discovery that I'm going to open up. I like the mycelial lightning that's in it. I like the engines and stuff, so it's really good addition to your weapon. What it does is the first shot that you send out toward a ship, when you shoot it, it shoots mycelial lightning once you get that ranked up, and it will spread to all the other ships in the fleet that's nearby. So that's pretty cool. And then you can get the Tetrion Lattice, which is in the Tholian stuff. I think it's called Nukara Marks. That's another great one to have as well. So we'll be going through all that as we progress in the game. But you're going to be able to open up captain skills and stuff by running those as well. Anytime you do any type of battle, it's going to open that up for you. Let's see, we got control expertise. I think I'm going to bring up some for these weapons mods here. So we should be able to jump right in and continue where we left off with this mission. Which wasn't far. If we had reached a checkpoint, it would start us at that checkpoint. And you can just load missions up like that. And we'll run through this real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Well, I was trying to create a choke point. I didn't realize all my guys were going to fly up into one area. Alright, special charge set. Sound like there's another wave beamed in. Yep. Got throw it across the ring. We gotta keep from getting through the door while that turret does its job.
Greetings. I am very glad to meet you. I am Naaman, a Vorta scientist, and servant of the Founders and the Dominion, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee and we'll get back at it. You want some coffee? Right, make some myself right now. It was tap water coffee. You guys just get it back, man. Coffee.
I was going to make it, but it was running out of coffee. I think that flow made sure. That fucking stuff just went through the roof. It's like $21 fucking dollars for a little ball wrap shit. I thought it was like $3 or $4. I believe they got damn shit mixed up in the store.
What's that?
That flow nades.
Man, I don't know, Dad. Allergies, they say it's allergies. I think it's one to it, Dan. Personally, but
I ain't got none of the pill I'm going to take.
got that shit.
They fucking me up.
The next do supplies, they can put the goddamn price. I keep things wrong.
Well, that store's full of all the shit. They got a bunch of Jamaicans on the 23rd and put the shit together. I'm fucking the store.
Oh my, yes.
All
I
right.
have a proposition to which I hope you shall be. Loss was the first. Loss keeps me away from the... Oh. I'll be glad to get out of here. These Alpha Jem'Hadar don't understand the proper respect owed to a Vorta.
Okay, so for those who are wondering how it is that I've got so many different options inside my wheel here. You know, we've got quite a bit of stuff. Some of this is equipment. Those were those books that I was showing you earlier. When you come up to your captain, you have your kits. You better put those, then you have a kit frame that you can put in. You want to upgrade this. Keep these updated as you progress in rank. You should be receiving free ones. Definitely use those. I don't bother upgrading greens. I don't bother upgrading blues unless it's something really good. Usually you want to wait for purple, then upgrade those. Now, as far as your devices, those are things you want to open up. So you have shield charges, power cells, coffee, which would actually help to give you 55% hit point increase over a period of 3.5 seconds. So you can put things like that in there if you want to. I typically hold out for better gear. Now, you may see all of my team seems to have a lot of stuff. When you come over here, these are basically books like what we were just looking at that they can do, and you can increase those. So like photon grenades, you can use photon grenade 2s if you want to use the 23rd century instead. Different effects, sweeping strikes. And each person's going to have its own abilities that you can train up in it. And depending on what level, you will actually start to get more of those as well. So, and the same thing is going to be true in the ship. They each will bring a set of stats to your ship as well. So you kind of got to balance to see which ones work best with the ship, and try to stick with a setup as you break these guys up. But like I say, these greens, they're going to be gone in time. Same with the blues. We're going to eventually get all rare and epic is what the goal is. But in the meantime, until you get to that point in the game, just use the best that you have and keep throwing this stuff on your ships. Same with the weapons. You want to make sure that you're adding whatever the best weapons is that you have on your ship at the time. Throw that thing on there and see exactly what it will do. This is a Mark 6. This is a Mark 7. Same type of a weapon. Same targeting arc. Has a little bit more damage, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade that too. And those are things you're going to have to balance out on your own and find which weapons work the best for you. Like typically, I don't use anything with a 90-degree targeting arc unless it is a dual beam bank, and I would use it for Tetrion damage because it does real good damage against getting into those shields. When you're starting to use like proton base or the anti-proton, and there's different types of damage out there, you want to try and make sure that you can shoot it from 360 degrees all the way around so you're not limiting yourself. Most of the time you're going to be facing the ship anyway, and then of course your torpedoes, they're going to be 90 degrees. Typically they have a few that are like 120, but most of them are 90 degrees, so it doesn't hurt to have a dual beam bank to shoot those cannons as you're shooting your torpedoes, and then you can spin your ship around and be able to hit them from all your weapons ports. Of course, the experimental hyper excited ion stream projector, I'm looking forward to getting flak, which is great for fighters and stuff. You want to start seeing a lot of people use fighter jets or fighter aircraft and stuff to take them and you just can't see them. So that's a great way to just send out a lot of flak with that. With the experimental ion stream, it does a good job of taking out those smaller ships as well. Not all ships have experimental weapon slots. Some ships will have 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. Some will have 5 on top, 3 on the bottom. But once you start getting tier 5, tier 6 ships, your bigger ships are going to have more weapons ports, but they're not going to be as maneuverable. So I do recommend that you have a Raider class, whatever it is, even if it's in game that you open up. You want to make sure that you're joining into a fleet. We're going to try and get this fleet started up, get enough interest. We do have quite a few guys that sound like they're coming over into the game now on our Discord. So that's going to be great to get that set up where we can actually interchange weapons and help each other with research and stuff to to get those better weapons as well. But you can see our inventory is getting pretty full, so we're going to have to go to a space dock later. Make sure that you open up any of these boxes that you get, these R&D boxes. It's going to be typically they will have a event where when you open a box, it's going to give you where you choose more points. Not all of them have it, but some of those events will, so keep an eye out for that. Let's finish running through this mission here. But when it comes to ground and even space, man, it's your gear that's going to make the character. You can do as many tweaks as you want to your character, but to get the most out of the gameplay, you're going to have to spend time grinding that die in gear. And a lot of it, you're going to have to grind the items to start crafting, and as you're crafting, you're going to have to craft different types of materials, and then merge it together to be able to make a specific material.
Intruders! I'll put up a force field. You dump the data.
But not to overwhelm everyone too quick. We'll, obviously show that as we reach that stage of the game.
We've got to stop the
Makes some
first
massive
before
damage
he
there.
deletes all the data.
Shoot. So one of the techniques you'll see the computer use, you probably noticed it there, I couldn't roll out of the grenade range. That's because the computer has an AI system that learns. Typically they will do what they call grounding, which is, some kind of a special that they will have you actually held in place and throw grenades at you. So I definitely recommend that when you're playing with your teams, you have a guy that can ground and then have plenty of guys that can throw grenades. What happened? Just what the heck? Let me up there. Gotta lower the force field. Let's see where we can go here. There we go.
Excellent. I shall retrieve the coordinates.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
So I guess we gotta defend this old boy here.
Making damage detected.
Take that there.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Years ago, one of the best engines in game was the Jim Hagar Combat engine, but I think it's actually been kind of outmoded at this point, if it's even available.
Enemy targets on center.
set up. Trying to stay bond here. Oh, back here.
I have the data. It will take some time to decrypt, but I recommend we... You are so quick to blow things up. Such a waste. That factory might have come in handy someday.
Well, you can always rebuild it.
Don't you think?
Those lock boxes really ain't worth picking up.
Congratulations on destroying the facility. That should cripple the Alpha Jem'Hadar for the time being. But we need to make contact with this new link. Hopefully Naaman can convince them of the truth before it's too late. Keep a close eye on him. We may have a treaty with the Dominion, but that doesn't mean I trust them. Avorta's first loyalty will always be to the Founders.
Okay, so when you're choosing your weapons, you're going to see you get a blue series, you get some purple series. You're going to continue to get a lot of offers for the purple. I do recommend, because you're going to end up getting better gear, you want to make sure that you're getting these rear-specific kits, because that stuff that you're going to upgrade later, those weapons, you're probably not even going to use them after a couple of levels. So always pick that.
Naaman has decrypted. How can I
We'll
help?
accept the next mission. Let's go open this box here. See exactly what we got. Yeah, so we ended up getting an integrated targeting armor out of that. We do have a bunch of these Infinity Lock boxes. Say, I don't bother keeping them. You can stack them up if you want to. If you decide later on you're going to spend actual money to buy keys and stuff, but let me tell you, man, you're basically just wasting your money on that. If there's a ship you want, just go buy the ship. Because you'll spend more trying to get it with keys. Okay, so let's go back to ship crew here. And we have that Mark 8 polyweave armor. Let's throw that on. Now, something you can do if you want to get not just armor but that, you can come back into the journal, and this is what you do on items that work together. You got to look and see if it's like a set, one of three. You want to make sure you get all three to get all the benefits. You would come back in, find the mission you just ran, and load it back in, which was the factory, and you would load it in. And you'd be able to get the weapons and stuff too. I'm not real keen on the weapons that they offered, so I'm not going to bother doing that. But if you're getting in there and you realize that your weapons are ineffective, you can try leveling them up. Maybe you have a top level weapon, or try to switch out what type of damage it does, because some certain characters are going to be more resistant to different types of damage. This advanced weapon specialization and that. Okay.
I have completed the decrypt.
Okay, so maybe you've been farming a while and you're like, you know what? I need to go back to space port to get rid of this stuff. There's actually an easier way. You want to come over to, see if we can find it. Should be a trade fighter or a trade system here. It's Andorian. That's what we're using, is an Andorian. I must have put that, must have put my trader token into Eggum Bank. We'll put a flow capacitor on here, kind of increase that a little bit. Vibranium hull plating, you definitely want to use that. In fact, I would recommend if you get a vibranium plating, keep it and rank that stuff up, because that is great in PvP. Yeah, so if you use the Federation faction, you're going to have way more options for aliens. You can even pick Klingons that are part of the Federation. If you go with just regular Star Trek, you're going to have, or Starfleet, you're going to have fewer. And then if you go to the original series, you'll have fewer yet. And you would be able to use KDF with the original series and stuff like that as well. But you would be in the Klingon Defense Force. You wouldn't actually be part of Starfleet or the Federation. So they've really kind of spread the game out. Same missions, it has different cutscenes for some of it, but you're going to be grinding the same episodes and getting that same story mode in here. Zoom in. Hey, man. Yeah, I thought I had one of those, but maybe not. So we're going to have to transport, and we'll check the bank when we get to the Sol system. I got to empty out some of this gear here. And we'll pull that out of our. It may actually be equipped on another ship. I'll have to pull it off of the ship and put it in this one. And so you can call in a freighter, so you don't have to return to port. You can sell and you can buy anything that's in the game from there. They have Borg. If you want to make a Borg character, you can make Borg characters. I guess that's technically kind of an android, or I don't know if that's an android or what you would consider that. Cyborg, I guess, part human or part flesh, part machine. But they may have androids. I haven't went through the whole list. They've added so many new characters to this thing. It's like somebody's using the new Star Trek Enterprise there. Postal space dock here. Okay, so your bank is going to be located down here near the port, and there's a few other little bank icons. You can store stuff in your personal bank, fleet banks over there. You can come over here to access your ship or manage ships. And what I want to look at here is I didn't leave a token on here. See if I put it in the bank. Data recorder. And I must have sold that thing. Oh well, we'll have to pick another one up. You pick several up in these missions, but there's an icon you pick up when you do the mission where you save that freighter, where it'll show up for the buying and selling anytime. You pick up side missions, anyone with an exclamation mark on their head. Then to sell, this was the big question. If you don't have that freighter call, you have to come over here to requisitions, and you can talk to any of these store managers and just tab over to sell instead of buy. Okay, go to the store, you're going to hit R2 to go to sell. You'll be able to sell all your stuff. So we're going to keep the beam weapon tech upgrades, obviously. I don't keep the batteries typically. The combat engine is okay. It's not the greatest. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. Water purification systems, these are things that you will end up using in crafting later. You can save them, put them in the bank if you want to. Me, I just sell it, get as much energy credits as I can early on, because most of the stuff at the beginning, it's not going to help a whole lot. So critical components, same thing. You can hang on to them or you can sell them. Keep that melee weapon just in case we need it for now. And keep that plasma rifle. I think we can use some of this armor to give to our away team, so we're going to get rid of all of it. Engineering kit. Get module. This tactical, I need to go up there. Tactical, looks like we got some pretty decent consoles. Those are going to buff your weapon system by 16.9%. If you're using phaser, it increases phaser damage. Keep that for a group. Keep that for a group. I photon mines. I'm not mess with mines at all. They're great if you have a big enough group. So we got another duty officer pack. We'll have to open it up. And I'll show you how to run some duty officers here in just a second. So some of your ships you're going to be able to put what they call a secondary deflector on. So you can equip 2 of them on a ship. This is not one of those style ships, unfortunately. A lot of the Andorian class ships are, but not this temporal ship. So we'll hang on to it. And there's level 8 tactical plasma booster. There's that weapons malfunction kit. It's a level 8, so we can bring that up. I don't really use it much. It's kind of a waste of space. Good engineering kit. It's going to increase shield expert by 18.8 and kit performances. Okay. Captain. 8. So this is a shield generator. This is area shield damage reduction and minor regeneration. So kind of like the health thing that we use is cast out a shield area to charge your shield. Someone use that so their weapons malfunction. And of course our engineering kit is going to get us a little bit more performance out of some things here. Let me go to the stage 8 here. Then we want to make sure we come down and make sure everybody's weapons are updated what they need. It should bring the comparison up automatically, so we'll go ahead and give them a sniper rifle for tactical. We haven't opened any specializations. That's where you're going to pick pilots or temporal operatives and stuff later to open up more abilities for your ship and even your crew on the ground. So we've got a level 1 weapon, so really anything's going to be better for her. We're going to do that plasma auto to 5. I think we can upgrade her armor. Something I didn't do in Flores. And mark 1 weapon. Just to save yourself time, it helps to get all that set up before you come in here to sell stuff, that way you know what you need to get rid of. That is a ship covariant shield. I don't need that. I'm happy with what I've got. The rest of this can go into storage. Now, one of the things you'll have to do periodically is come in here and empty out your warehouse, or your bank as it's called in this game. Because quite frankly, you don't want to be running around with me and I don't know if that one's working. Those large ones used to be a bank, but I don't think they do anything now. You've got to come down here to the smaller one. Alright, just find an open slot and you can start piecing your gear into it. And I'm more or less setting some of this stuff back in case we have anybody that needs to, that joins in, needs some extra gear just to start off. But most of the stuff, just junk, can be dumped out. So we got a defeated changeling trapped in a jar. I guess this will be something for a mission. Okay, then we come into your things again. Inventory. You're going to see these trebles. Go ahead and open up any duty officer packs you get. You're going to want to destroy the trebles because they just take up room. There's people that collect them for some reason. I don't keep them. So my guess is at some point we're going to get the proper authority. It'll be a mission that'll set to the side, and the same even happens with trebles, guys. You'll get certain missions where you got to destroy so many of them, or kill so many, bring so many carcasses in, or find certain types of rarities and things like that as well. Same thing with changelings and stuff. You'll just hang on to them, keep them in your inventory until later on. And you can cycle your inventory as far as getting organized by pressing the right joystick in when you're on this list and just move everything to one area. So any questions on anything in particular that we've covered or haven't covered yet, we can cover that real quick before we jump back into battle, guys. Go ahead and post up if you got some questions. I see we got some guys in here watching. So that is what the video is all about, just to help you to be able to enjoy the game, man. Of course, you've got more missions up here that you can come talk to people to repair your ship. Our ship hasn't taken any major damage, meaning we haven't been destroyed, so you don't have to repair anything. Now, if you get your ship exploded enough, you're going to come in here, it's going to be permanent damage, you have to come in and get that repaired. So it's something to keep an eye on. And we'd pick up more missions here. Okay, so hearing none, seeing none, I guess we could show you what the bank looks like here. So you have what they call a Starship Tier 5 and Starship Tier 6, and you have Fleet Tier 5 and Fleet Tier 6. If you're in a fleet and you're contributing to that fleet's advancement, you get certain types of commendations that pay out. Now, those are paid out automatically. It's not something that we, as the fleet commanders, whatever, have to do. Certain criterias. But you would see like this ship here, if you want to use an advanced heavy cruiser, you would need 20,000 of those fleet credits plus 5 commendations. So the easiest way to get the fleet credits is either running those missions to pick up fleet credits, that like we did earlier for discovery marks, and you move fleet marks over here. And fleet marks, once you have contributed, I forget the exact threshold, you'll have to look, but you start to get commendations. Same for dilithium and other types of items. And then you can get where you donate items as far as like weapons and shields and stuff, and you're giving a value based off of what those are worth in the market as well toward it. But you can find like so many different ships in here. Now, when it comes to a fleet ship versus a non-fleet ship, some things you're going to find out is there are some minor differences. Let's see if we can bring one up here. So like this one here is going to have 5 officer stations. You could potentially get the same ship, but just as a basic ship, not part of fleet, they only have 4. And you'll notice the weapons can be a little bit different. Maybe you have 1 or more less weapons. Maybe there's a little bit different to the base whole. So before you just go and purchase a ship, you want to make sure that you're able to utilize the fullest function of it. But when it comes to fleet ships, I recommend once we get the fleet going, just grind hard in fleet, participate, and be able to earn these bigger ships. One of my favorite ships to use in the game was, let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, the Soyuz right here. Oh, that's not her. Here it is. This ship right here comes in a few different variations. I run a variation that looks similar to this right here. And given 5 consoles, or I'm sorry, 5 officer slots, and those are not specific to what type of rank. So you could load that thing down with engineering and tactical and just completely forget science if you wanted to, and just have one really kick-ass tank with some high DPS. Definitely recommend looking at that kind of stuff. Whereas most of your other ships, if we come over here to, say, a T6, you're going to come in, let's look at this is similar ship. You can see you get 1 tactical, you'll have 2 engineers, and then a science, and one that can be used for either or. That's a good way to do it too. But you're gonna run into certain ships have different things. Now these can all be bought in the store if you want to go that route. But the fleet ships are going to have a few extra things to it in comparison. Okay, let's go back to our ship here. Okay, then we just go to our mission, the new link, and we should be able to transform. This is going to be another changeling mission, if I'm not mistaken, and some of these can get crazy. It usually eases you into it. There's a planet where it's just a big lake and that stuff.
As infiltrators from other dimensions attempt to establish a foothold in the Bajor sector. Will the wormhole lead to the other side of the mirror? Only the prophets know what can restore the walls between worlds.
Steven's open, good. Run Steven home. Run Steven home.
It's fine. That's what you got there. All right. So I think you got to run through the tutorial on this game before it will allow you to match up people. I think it's even like rank 5, which is right after the tutorial on it. So, but for those of you who are joining us into Discord and want to join us in the game, man, as soon as you get that out, call out, let us know. Add me on your friends list and send me an invite. And if you're lower level than me, I can help you get up. If you're higher level than me, maybe you can help me with some stuff too. There are a few missions in here to get pretty grindy, but just trying to open up those gear, and it goes a lot quicker when you have other players with you versus having to play with the AI that they put in here.
The Jem'Hadar will not like What a waste. Still, the nice thing about Jem'Hadar is that you can always breed more.
I want to try this. They've added this hide UI. Okay, cool. So it's going to open up the game map, maybe. No. Hold on. I guess you can do that so you can get a picture is what that's for. I thought it was going to hide all that crap on the screen. That's the one thing I've been waiting for in the game, is to make so we can optionally remove some of that, like the text up in the top. just watching those shield matrix, man. You don't want to drop them too much on one side.
To think, I, the first Vorta to meet the new Link.
Got one more plate on this side. Yep. And crack their turret. Beaming down. I think we've got to take this changeling down here to some swamp thing and turn him loose so he can be punished by the rest of them.
You have to admire the devotion of the Jem'Hadar. They never seem to tire of throwing their lives away for the Founders. There it is. It's even more beautiful than I imagined. To think, my gods slumber below, dreaming in their link.
He worships is that yellow goop. Something wrong with that guy. Yeah, I forgot to set our stuff in the auto here. Okay, we want to set this at 75%, 75%. Orbital strike, that's a good one. We're going to use it quick. You could actually have it auto execute though. The orbital strike come out of that career kit lot, that tier 8 box we opened up in our last mission. what we're going to do is we're going to get them to come out and try to prove it. Well, I mean, a level strike. I don't think there's anybody on there. That stuff is used in weapons development. It's so right.
Sacrilegious to have you here. I hope the Founders will understand the necessity and forgive me.
We still got a minute on that bombardment. So.
The other Vota are going to be so envious when
Nah,
they
I sleep
hear
better in
about
here.
this.
Progressive. No, I typically sleep good in here. He lets me know when he got to go out. I mean, it sucks sometimes, but hell, I don't get annoyed with him because I'd rather him tell me than not. Try this orbital strike, see what it does. Y'all shooting me shot. I'd be missing my head.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Sorry for health. Pull out. Seems like we got to fight one of these things or several of them.
Have you come to finish the job of exterminating us, Solid?
That's what I'm here for. I guess it's not what we're here for.
Impossible. We have linked with Loss. He is in the link as we speak. We know all that he knows. It is true that he awoke before us. Let us summon him to answer these charges.
It's true, Great One. These people are not hunting you. The Great Link remains. The Dominion has a treaty with the Alpha Quadrant species.
This creature lies. You have joined with me. You
Then
know
you
all
should have no qualms
that I know.
about linking.
No. These solids have poisoned your minds. I will not be forced to link by them.
Yeah, I figure that's going to happen. So we're not getting a whole lot of weapon damage on him. So we switched up different type of damage, see what it does. Kind of like playing Dragon Ball Z. That's not even my final form. Ow. And another form.
Although it is unfortunate we had to resort to violence to force Lost into his liquid form, we are grateful for your assistance.
Well, it has been a pleasure knowing you. I will remain here and serve the Founders. They...
So one of the things you'll find out in this game, using especially in the space battles, you're going to end up needing to use at least two different types of ships. Sometimes you may need a raider, sometimes you need a big battleship. So when you are setting those ships up, you can actually save the tab, name it, and when you load into the ship, just load the settings and it'll move everything from one ship to the next for you automatically, or you can have enough materials, but they're different builds, and just make sure you save it so that sets up your bridge crew and all exactly the way you've built it to work. Otherwise, you got to go under every single time.
Although you have slain our brothers, we have orders to allow you to leave the system. But you are never to return. And let it be known among your peoples that this system belongs to us, and you are not welcome.
So those strobes that you see pop in the distance, this usually just gives you an idea of where you're heading. You'll see it blink once in a while. Should be directly in front of us, just above the cursor. Launch beacon here.
Congratulations. You have defeated the True Way and made peace with the Alpha Changelings. I have transmitted messages to the major powers of the galaxy, advising them to avoid the Araya system.
So Proton torpedo launchers are pretty decent.
Congratulations, Captain.
Yeah, so when you look at your weapons here as you're putting it in, it would tell you like piece one of so many in a set. That's not what you have in this situation. This is just the weapon. So you could go back in and farm out all that stuff if you want the mine launcher, the phaser banks and stuff you can. I recommend that you just grab it, keep moving, and save those times for when you come up to a mission where you're going to need to grind out a set. And always make sure you up your skill set, man, whether it's space or ground, every time, every chance you get. It's just going to make you stronger going into the next mission set. Offensive subsystem tuning. This is going to increase our weapons and engine subsystem powers. Go ahead and use it. Like I say, it's up to you how you decide you want to build it. Miracle Worker, that's a book you're going to be able to put onto a actual commander. I recommend having one. The Miracle Worker, the pilot, is going to give you some really great flight controls that you can do. So you'll have like Desperate Flight, Rock and Roll is a great one to have. All Shook Up. Scratching the Paint, that's where when you come up, where'd it go? Scratch the Paint, you're going to be able to come in and be immune to one warp core breach as long as it's active. So that's a great one to have. If you see that you're surrounded by ships and one of them's fixing to blow, you can hit that real quick and you're not going to get wiped out. Highly recommend having it. So Bob and Weave's another good one. Shield Scraping is good. It's going to create 538 damage to ships if you bump against them and stuff. Be able to take their shields out a little quicker. But I got to say, the Eat My Dust is all right, but the best one in this whole group is the Rock and Roll. And of course, Temporal Operatives is going to give you different types of temporal cross wiring. We'll be able to do anomalies and phasic artillery. Let's find where that was at. Yeah, so you'll be able to use this phasic artillery, which is a space-based weapon, so it's going to be able to do a lot of damage in space. And then, of course, you have your ground skills where you can call in different things as well. But you're going to have to pick which commander you're setting up for that. I always recommend for Temporal Operative, you want to use Scientific. For Miracle Worker, Engineer, and then, of course, Pilot, you can use a commander or a tactical officer. Commandos are great if you want ground missions and stuff too, so it doesn't hurt to have one on your team for sure. Oh, we didn't spend all our space skills, we still got one left. We'll increase our weapon subsystem again there. Check our inventory, see if we got anything new that we need to use. There's a science kit. We'll hang on to that for science officers or those torpedo launchers. Now, when you're running these missions, you're going to be picking up dilithium and stuff. You can only refine 8,000 a day, so make sure you pick a time of day because it's going to be 24 hours later that you can refine. You go to assets, go to refine, and whatever amount you have in there, up to 8,000, it's going to refine that every day. So you want to stay on top of that because refined dilithium is how you're going to get a lot of those hiring commanders and hiring weapons in the dilithium store. And we'll take a look in there too for you real quick while we're in here. So here's where you can upgrade your items. You can pick We have these books for beam weapons, so when we get a good beam weapon, we can throw it in, and it would just upgrade it. It uses your dilithium up to upgrade those things, though. So make sure it's a good weapon. Replicator, you can come in, you can replicate, you can hit recycle. Look, my restriction first. You can hit recycle, and this is where you're going to be able to recycle this stuff, and it turns it into energy credits for you. So you don't have to go and sell it if you don't want to. Sometimes you get more selling it, sometimes not. It's going to help you keep your inventory cleared out here. Then you can always retrieve it, or you can replicate this down into different types of gear. Most of this is going to be crafting items that you're going to get, weather control system, industrial replicators, and such. You're going to go into crafting, which would be research. Yeah, research and development. So we started this one last night. We got about 25 minutes left on that. Then we'll be able to come in here and do cannon technology again. And then you will be able to go in and pick what types of cannons or shields and stuff you want to build as well. But like I say, right now we're just focusing on researching the technology to get those levels up as high as we can for when we reach the end game. Okay, we talked about dilithium store. What is the dilithium store? So when you come into dilithium store, you're going to find special items, transport pools, Phoenix prize packs. These are worth getting. When you save up your stuff, you can open up some pretty cool stuff in there, get new items for your ship, or even potentially your character captain. You're going to get what they call a Phoenix token out of this box. And what that does is it's going to give you a rare, or a very rare, or a common type of a deal, and you will be able to go in and pick. You can pick combat pets. You can pick different things for your ship, different types of attributes for your ship, based off how much of those points you have. So I would recommend keeping your refined dilithium for this for now. Of course, you can pick up environmental suits. These are the different types of hangar pets. If you're going to be using a ship that can launch fighters, you're going to match up what type of fighter to what type of ship. See down below in the red here on the right, tells you what it can be used for. If you can use it on your ship, it's just going to have a spot for it. And then you can reclaim anything you leave there. But one of the things you want to check is make sure that your ship it'll be to the right of the warp core over here. It'll have an area just to the right of it that says hangar. And you would put the hangar pet there. That's what type of fighters you're going to be using on that. So I want to double check our stuff here. Looks like everything's really good. Okay, so we've finished the Cardassian struggle, so we could start the Borg. It's okay. I think I want to move on to trying to remember which thing here has something we can grind out. This is 6 episodes. Let's run through it. I think that there is something we can actually grind out in here for our ship.
Do you have any questions?
Something else you can do, come into your bridge officers. You should be able to select officer, go to career, and promote your officer. Now this is going to cost skill points, so required expertise is going to cost 1,100. We have 201,000, so we're going to go ahead and bring that up. You want to bring that up to the level that you can, whatever the highest level is, you can get it up to, but only do it on your rare commanders. You don't want to be doing that stuff and spending those points on a commander you're not going to keep. Like you say, you look at the top, it's written in purple. There's green, so we definitely don't want to do anything with green. Blue, I wouldn't even recommend doing it with blue. That's just my personal opinion on that. That's up to you how you want to do it. Now, then you have these Let's see here. It's not patrols. Duty officer. So you want to come in here, you want to see what your duty officer is. You can find a lot of these missions just exploring open space. But I do recommend that you get these started as soon as possible. As soon as you start opening up those duty officer packs, you want to look and see what you got. So we have no completed in there, obviously. This is going to show your class that you have. This is going to show your assignments. So you're going to have featured assignments, and then commendation assignments. And these will actually reward you different types of things. So if you want to focus on military, which is going to give you weapons and stuff, definitely would focus on that. Once you tear it out, then you can start to purchase weapons from inside or even unlock those weapons as well. So we're going to start with military here. And you can look at what the payout is. We'll begin that assignment. Assignment. Until you open up enough stuff, you're going to have to kind of wait and see what you can open. So like this is 1 of 10, so this will be a 10-part series to do. And just fill it up with anything it'll let you do. You can be kind of selective, but keep it busy is my point in it. They don't put these in any kind of an order, so you got to go through and manually look through it to see what you are capable of even running. You'll see duty officers. You can come in and you can ready this up. I just let it automatically just hit square to begin the assignment. You can pick exactly which ones you want to do in it if you want to. So like for this one here, you need to have I can't even read, somebody with resolve. We don't have anybody with that attribute, so it didn't even bring it up. But this is going to get you that in-game infamy and things like that. Of course, green pays higher than white, blue pays higher than green, so it's up to you how you want to do it. But you're going to have to come through and work your way up to those blues and even into your purple and golds later. And this is how you do it. They have some in here, at least on the Klingon side, where you can execute prisoners and stuff. That gives you points. I don't know if it's going to be in Starfleet or not here. I think we're pretty well full up. We can do 4 pulls for interview credits. And nothing in recruitment yet. So you can actually check out a duty roster once you start to really open up a lot of stuff. You can have an active duty roster set up for just ground and one set up for space if you want to. That's something that you're going to have the option to do later. And then you can set up assignment chains once that opens up. So we've got 14 in progress. 27 of our duty officers are on assignment. You know, I think I want to open up another task force operation. Some discovery marks. This is probably my favorite of all of them. If you've ever watched Star Trek Discovery, this is the way it begins, where you have to accept the guy's envoy when he crashes his freaking Klingon battlecruiser right through the Starfleet ship. That's what this mission is. It's one of the coolest space base. This and the battle at Procyon 5 are 2 of my all-time favorites. It's like we've got 25 seconds to join it. And like I say, if you get tired of running the episodes, hey man, pull out. Jump into these TFOs. It's going to earn you credits. I would highly advise focusing on a career specific on there, whatever it is. You can look online. There are so many resources out there on what type of weapons. And of course, everybody has their favorite. For the gameplay I like to do, I like anything that's going to hit not just one ship, but the entire fleet. You want to be able to decimate. Just complete annihilation. Okay. So our primary mission is a task force operation, waiting to see when that will set up here. Here we go, battle at the binary stars. You don't have to go in and manually load it in like I did. It will do it automatically. So they're going to change what your ship looks like, but it is still set up with all the equipment. You are in a simulation at this point, fighting the Klingons. So it looks like we've got 3 other players in here with us. They filled the rest up with AI, it looks like. So all that's fixing to turn red here in a minute, all that crap over there. As soon as it starts.
And prove to you that now, as always, we come in peace.
Yeah, I don't believe you, not for a second.
Helm, evasive maneuver 7 Alpha.
So we need to head over and defend this USS Logan. So Zahal, I don't know how to pronounce this stuff. It's far enough away at battle, I don't know why we have to come over. Get back to the
The Jaeger and the Clark have been disabled, and their crews have been ordered to evacuate. Interesting data coming.
Okay, so now we got to go and grab some rescue pods. It's a two-parter. Like the Starship Discovery made it in. 71 of 80. Getting there. So we managed to get 80 pods, or 78 of the 80, and I guess the rest got blown up.
Good. Because of fighting, you're not talking.
It's my favorite part. I think we got his envoy, or his envoy as they call it. Okay. Got to destroy 20 more ships. If they get a battle, they're not going to get a chance.
emphasis of Klingon supremacy. To be my herald. We do not desire to know you, but you will know our great houses, standing as one under Kalish, reborn in me. Dogma!
I think we've seen enough for now. Not the greatest.
All right. So again, you can pick fleet marks with daily bonus markers, or you can do just a discovery mark package. A lot of times with the daily bonus, you can pick between some different things as well. Let's go ahead and click it because I think we can actually get discovery marks good. Double check. Not as many as you would get just picking the discovery marks, but if you can do 2 tiers, picking that stuff in there, it's pretty nice. Let's build it up all the way across. All right, and of course we're going to check see what kind of gear we picked up. Inventory. Here's our new box. So we'll open this up. Yeah, we should just went with the fleet or the discovery marks. It just gave us some materials, but nothing I couldn't live without. I think we'll run another one. Just show you the Battle of Procyon 5, maybe, just so you can see it. Not be opened up to a ship. And you got to wait for a cooldown on it. Now, to bypass that cooldown, you can come in, change your filters, switch how hard it is, and be able to load up into it again. If you look there at the rewards, it shows you what you get. You get markers, you potentially get weapons and things as well. So those would be great to grab. Jupiter Radius was pretty good. Then you can break it down a lot more for sure. Mycelial realm is okay. Like the limit minded space, this is easier to find stuff. We've not opened up new car marks yet either. Don't look like so. Defense Star Base ones okay. So I've got to go Deep Space Nine here. Admiral DeFox. So we're going to want to beam into Ops. Okay. It's not giving me the big function. Guess we got a dock. Here we go, directly to Ops. That way we can speak straight to the Admiral and get in, get out. If you want to run Dabo, you can go on to the station itself, earn that stuff. You can open up a few little widgets that might be helpful.
How can I help you?
That's not the Admiral. Let's get the promenade.
Baby, you thought?
That's us here.
Yes, I did. I was informed by the Starfleet Command that you are eligible for inclusion into Military Assault Command Operations, otherwise known as MACO. We are the thin line that separates the Federation from ruination. It is our job to take on the most impossible tasks and make them possible. Special task forces aren't for everyone, but the rewards for those who can complete them are worth the effort. From what I hear, you and your ship are more than up to the task. Completing my missions won't be easy, but I and my officers will do all I can to help you. You will earn the finest weapons and armor that the Alpha Quadrant has to offer. You will be able to outfit your ship with equipment that will make you the envy of your fellow officers. Even special personnel or resources will be available to you. Good luck. You're going to need it. Do you have it? It is good to see you.
So this is where you're going to be able to look at some new things that are going to open up. So we're going to get a Klingon reputation. It's going to give you Honor Guard gear. You'll be able to do Federation Mako gear, the Omega Force gear, and these different types of task force operations that we were just showing you earlier.
Task force operations are special missions designed for teams. Most TFOs require a team of 5 experienced captains. A few require more. Do you have any questions?
Okay, so let's there's our crafting tree. It shows up when things are completing under projects.
Located in the Beta Quadrant.
And there we go. So we'll collect that. That gives us an empty slot, so we can actually run more than one now. So we're going to go in here. I'm going to continue to work on my cannons, which we can research down below. Now you can put catalyst in and things to speed that up if you want to. Then come down to the empty slot, and what I would recommend doing is officer training. This way you can get those training manuals in. Apparently they don't have tiers on that one anymore, so that's cool. Shields, special projects. I don't know if we can bring that up to George Omega. No, we're missing some catalysts. Go ahead and research your shields too. And then I have a duty officer available. Yep, we gotta get more duty officers. There's too many of them. Currently working on other things. Looks like this thing here is 5 minutes, 47 seconds for the next one. We'll open up. Reputation still hasn't opened up. Like I said, I think that's 50 or 60 on our rank. Rank 39, so we still got a little bit on that. But you can still join those operations under PvE Task Force. Let's see if it updated us. Yeah, so we've got Omega now. There'll be more token as we go.
Borg have been located in the Beta Quadrant. A fleet has already begun massing.
Okay, we are going to be heading to Space Dock, looks like. It is the best way to open up all your quadrants. If you run through this episode list, any fast travel point, you're going to come across it. Transport chief. I'm assuming the Romulan or the Romulan ambassadors will be inside here, where the Admiral's at, but I could be wrong. There it is.
Congratulations, Admiral.
So we've opened up a new trait slot, so we'll make sure we equip that. And we're getting a new ship, so this should be a tier 5 if I'm not mistaken. So once you hit rank 10, you get your first. Rank 20 will be the next, and rank 30 and 40 and so on until you reach tier 6. Now, I'm talking that deep. Let's go. Acquire ship. Pretty sure this is a tier 4 or tier 5. Let's see. Tier 5. So there's advanced escort. There is an assault cruiser. Deep space science vessel. Reconnaissance science vessel, control escort, star cruiser. Look at this real quick. 4 in the front, 4 in the back. $3,900 on the whole. What was that turning radius? Base turn is 7. This one is a base turn of 13. It's got 5 duty officer stations. Base turn is 16. 4 and 3. Port 4, 5 slots, base turn of 7, base turn of 11. So we have a tier 6 that has already got a really good base turn, so I am going to go with an assault cruiser this time, I believe. Just so we have those 4 slots, 5 officer stations. Kind of a low turn on it, but base hull looks pretty decent. So what you can do once you come into your ship here, if you fill this up, you can put some in dry dock, by the way, so you don't have to worry about filling it up. You have, I think it's 8 slots here, and 10 in dry dock. There's 11 active ships, that's what it is. That includes your small craft, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and move this thing to dry dock, because we don't need it. Barbara, so we'll go ahead and move it to dry dock. Which, when you move to dry dock, it strips everything off, puts it in your inventory, so be sure to check your inventory. Okay, so these are tier 8 weapons. The quickest way to move everything over is you can hit ready ship, which is going to be the square button. We'll go ahead, actually just a second here. Ship loadouts, we want to save this loadout. I will name it exactly what I named the ship. That way I know what goes with what, but you can use whatever option you want to. This way, when we decide later to go back to the ship, we can just jump straight into it, no problem. Because I imagine a lot of the security is going to get moved over as soon as we switch our active here. Okay, ready to ship. Let's move our stuff over. Now what we can do is look and see if these torpedoes are stronger, which I'm sure they are. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to make sure I've got my firepower set the way I want it. That's a warp-pipe torpedo. Those are 360 targeting arcs. It does have less damage on it. We could upgrade them, but I'm just going to leave it on here for now, so I have that 360-degree targeting arc on that. I'm going to leave this up here in the front, I believe. We may switch down. Let's see. Yeah, it's less DPS, but switch to beams. Okay, let's get all this set up. So it looks like there is Scorpion fighters in this, so we can actually put that in. So warp 8.89, so better warp engine than what we're currently using, I believe. On the flight. Yeah, can't always just go by the color. You want to make sure you're picking the absolute best for your ship. Good. Can't always go by rank. As you can see, this Raymond prototype is about 2,000 heavier. A little bit better stats. It does have a shield regen, but more maximum shield capacity, so they're going to keep the way we've got it at the moment. So it does 11.3 beam weapon damage or 16.9 weapons phaser damage. So we need to look and see what type of damage this is doing. Phaser damage. So yeah, we will go ahead and switch this out. We want to get the 16.9 phaser damage. Pre-fire chain. That's for torpedoes. We're going to keep that on there. Okay, so once we're out of there, then you want to come back into it here. You want to come to ship. You're going to go over to stations using your R2 button. You want to set up tactical officers. This is basic cold dwelling superior communities. Energy power to shields, emergency power to weapons. First shield polarity, engineering team. Will absorb over there. Picture that. Okay. Your skills real quick. More potential. Look at that. Personal shield expert, that's good to have. Of course, our traits, this is what we have here. Do this physical energy damage resistance. Where's our space?
then shield frequency analyst that's going to give us more outgoing shield healing. Go ahead and select that too. Now we have what's called active ground reputation. These are things that you're going to open up later to be able to put in. It'll be through your reputation, stuff that you earn, right? Those TFOs. So we're getting pretty close for that to allow us to come in here. Double check, make sure it's not level 30. Events section. It says slow bus word in the game. So we can find events. No, can't access it yet. Okay. Well, we're going to return to ship. This one steers a little slower, but it's going to have a lot more firepower to it. So let's see what we can do with it. Anytime you start dealing with the Borg, you want something that's going to have some bulk to it. Speed comes in handy too, but you need to make sure you can actually swat those things down. Got some duty officers completed here. Then they'll go into a cool down rest. So, all right, let's see where the missions are at here. It's here, 4. Guess we're just waiting for it to upload. Another reason you want to run the episodes one at a time.
Thought to be an unstoppable force, the Borg were dealt a heavy blow by Catherine Janeway and the crew of the USS Voyager. But the Borg are nothing if not resilient. They retreated, waited, planned, and they adapted. These are not the nightmares of Wolf 359. They are faster, aggressive, relentless, remorseless. What the Borg cannot assimilate, they will destroy.
Here we go.
This is Commander Talus of the Romulan Star Empire.
Trying to do something, they just keep hammering me.
Rear shields failing. Right shield failing. Floor shields failing. Left shield
took some damage sitting there going through trying to set everything up. I should have set that up before I even approached a minute ago. Not bad, not bad. I say these ships are a little bit slower on it.
To any ship in range, this is the IRW RNA.
Imagine we're going to need to equip our frequency remodulator for our weapons here.
Our assistance.
All right, let's see. Yeah, so whenever you see that you are no longer doing damage, it will be flashing immune. You got to come in here and activate this remodulator to remodulate your weapons. Let's see that there. Alright. Support drone fabrication. Strike right there. This gives you a support drone that just flies in behind you and shooting stuff. Okay. There's the port order. Modulate frequency. Do that after every successful battle with a group, and you shouldn't have to worry about going.
The Borg have locked down the passage ahead. Use the console in sickbay to override the security protocols. Have disabled the...
believe it's the Mako weapon set that you can get. The Reputation has an automatically frequency on there, so you don't have to keep going in there, hitting that tab. Probably have to go back the way we come. But it's looking like. And maybe.
Borg drones incoming.
And all around us, ain't they? It is.
Scanners show no further Borg presence of... We are studying salvage.
Yeah, they messed around with Borg technology, calling the Borg into the Alpha Quadrant, then or the Beta Quadrant, and wonder, oh, they wasn't us.
Squadron approaching its speed. Essential repairs to our singularity drive are almost complete. If you can occupy the Romulan Star Our Singularity Drive is online. The Tal Shiar appreciates your timely assistance. We are responding to a distress call from an IRW RNA. Normally we wouldn't provide assistance to the Tal Shiar, but the Borg...
tractor beam. Go. Oh, we got caught in a war explosion. So this, I was saying, is that one that's really great to have. You don't want to run straight into a ship like I did there. I got nailed by a tractor beam and held in position, so it happens. We did kill it, so that's what matters. Guys, looks like we can report in. So this one here looks like it's some kind of drain expertise, 22.5. This one is 15%. Don't really need the cloaked ship deal because
Congratulations, Admiral.
pretty much finished with that. We've got a Federation duty pack. So open that up. So as soon as you get these Rear Admiral duty officer pack, okay, we made the Rear Admiral apparently. So this is going to give us a few of these duty officers. A bunch of that's don't need. We'll check to see what the stats are on them compared to what we have. Deflector dish. Is that 10, 15, 22.5? That's the year we got what we did. So we got some consoles here. Got one. Kind of miss having my dual beam cannons over there. Let's switch that back over. Anytime you make a change that you like, make sure you save that loadout. Just go down to the save file for it. It'll update. A lot of time to cut down. Ready to go. Skills. We'll get some defensive maneuver, and this thing is like trying to steer the freaking boat here. That's how it's going to go with it. Can't wait to open up more locations. Duty officers are done.
Now you can navigate manually and just fly through the different quadrants if you want to. A lot of people like to do that. Like I say, it's not the first time I played the game. I've actually played quite a bit, so I just jump straight to the next mission. It's quicker to get you ranked up quicker, but definitely take time to really enjoy with what you have. I mean, there's so much. I think this is the beta quadrant, so there's a lot of stuff left here. I believe Kronos is down here. This is where you go if you're a Klingon. Of course, there's a ton of other systems in here, so I guess most of our matches are going to be taking place. These are a lot of fun to run if you have a group, or you can run it by yourself once you reach that higher in rank. The space encounters, you'll see those. They look like big red eyes while you're flying around. Okay, you can look in here and see if your ship has any damage as well. I don't see any. If you keep those minor components, you can do repairs in space as well. But everything looks good on that. I did want to see where we're at on this journal. See, it looks like we've got 3 more missions. Well, we'll get through this and we'll see how we're feeling. I don't know about y'all, but I'm actually feeling pretty tired. So this may be our last mission for the evening. Close.
Thank you. Your arrival could not have been more timely.
I guess that's one way to make a bridge.
Thanks for the rescue. My name is Dr. Eric Cooper. My team and I were researching the Borg nanovirus. It's fascinating. The Borg have been using it to assimilate entire planets. The land, the buildings, the people. We cannot thank you.
Yeah, Dave turns into a Lachi later, I think it is, or something like that. She's hidden in the skies. You always keep an eye on the alcoves, because they'll probably come to life as soon as you go to do something in the mission.
I've overridden the
Okay, think this is going to be far more effective to do it this way. And here comes the fun. All this stuff's going to wake up on us. See, it is after we got a frequency. Do a little frequency adjuster here, and fast to adapt to that. I appreciate someone calling the daggum planetary strike on top of it. What's wrong with that, guys? Kind of hurt. coming down. Already went down that. He's just down.
I need you back here! Undine troops are beaming down! They're focusing on the Borg, but they'll find me soon!
Dang.
It looked like the Borg just abducted that Undine. But that's pointless. Undine can't be assimilated. Unless... the Borg must believe they have found a way to assimilate the Undine. We have to stop them. There's probably too much interference.
Oops. Global warming, folks. That's what it does. Let's see here. New types of armor. Reach in. And reach in shielding. 37.5.
Congratulations, Admiral.
So when we start streaming later today, we will be doing the assimilation mission. I am going to crash out, guys. Sorry, faded out fast on it tonight, but a lot of fun. We can check to see what kind of gear we got. Go ahead and do our captain skill sets. I say this is going to be whatever you choose to be your main method of preparing your ship. So shield mastery would be a good one to have. Then we have shield reflection. I like that one because it reflects the damage back at the attackers. Great one to have. Of course, ground skills, you just keep grinding away at that stuff. We've not opened up any specialization points. Once we've reached the maximum on that skill set, it'll start allowing us to do that. And of course, we can check for our polyweave armor. Great one to have. There's just some Mark 9. Probably put this minigun over here. Got quite a few Mark 9s there, so that's good. Now you may see the letters underneath to tell you what they have to be. Put on there. It's going to tell you what rank they have to be. Okay. I don't believe we had any new weapons. Check our inventory here. Stealth module. It's going to be science. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, check back in later. We will be continuing to stream in, and you're talking about a lot of streaming when we do this because there's a ton of episodes to do. Plus, I'm going to be going over, when we get back on later today, I'm going to be doing more of the grinding toward our reputation points because we're getting pretty close to being able to open that up now. We are level 44, so about 6 more levels. So that'll be nice to have. So we'll catch you later.